My name is John Kephart, and I'm an associate professor in the Communication Studies Department, the director of forensics, and I advise the Communication Association.
Can you describe what's your relationship with, if any, to the Communications Association Club?
They're faculty advisor, which means I act as the liaison between the students, the faculty, and the wider university, and I provide advice and counsel on the types of events that they'll put on. So if they need to get a room reserved, or if they need to verify that we can do something, or to make sure we're not running afoul of university procedures, those are the things that I'll help with. And because I've been doing it for a few years, I'll also give them some institutional history, what has worked in the past, what hasn't worked. Ultimately, it's their club, so they're going to do whatever they want to do. So it's my role is to advise and give suggestions, but I don't make any hard and fast determinations unless they're going to cost the university money or get us sued.
Do you feel that communication is important for students?
I think it's vital for students. I think that a lot of times when our students have a hard time articulating their major, it's because communication is something that's everywhere. So we don't train our students to do something specific like accounting or biology. But what we do teach are the critical thinking, reading, writing skills that are valued by employers. The Forbes list of top 10 skills sought by employers, 6 of the top 10 are communications-based skills. And so we give them a wide range of opportunities to develop those. And the Communication Association is one of the ways that we do that. They provide outside events that give students the ability to develop those goals. They provide networking opportunities, as well as things like philanthropy and event planning. So they have a space to put the tools they're learning in their classes to use in a practical way. There's professional benefits, like I mentioned before, being able to write and express your ideas clearly, being able to explain to a prospective employer or client what you can bring for them or the type of services you can provide is useful in any field of endeavor. But it's also good interpersonally. It's a way for people to create better relationships with friends and family and loved ones. It's a way to manage conflict in your individual lives. And ultimately, it makes you a better person. If you can be more critically informed and aware, we're exposed to something like 6,000 persuasive messages a day. And that's before we get into election season. So if you have the ability to kind of sift through all of that communication and make decisions for yourselves, it ultimately makes you a better citizen, not just a better worker. With the CA, one of the things that's really useful about them, and really most co-curricular groups on campus, is that research says that connection to the campus community is vital for academic success, especially among groups like first-generation college students. And when you've got a commuter campus like CSUN, anything we can do to bring students to campus and create that community is ultimately beneficial. So the Comms Association is really essential in that way, and bringing a bunch of students that might not ordinarily mix together to get that sense of community and to get to know their fellow students and faculty better. I was hanging out with my dad for his birthday and we were chatting about things, and I have no idea why I became a communications major in college. I must have applied for it because when I went to orientation my freshman year, they sent me with the comms majors, so I wasn't undeclared. But why I stuck with it was because it's always fascinated me. That I believe that when we become academics, we study one of two things, either things that we are really passionately interested in or things that we don't understand. And for me, communication is about both of those. That I've always been intuitively good at reading language and figuring out different strategies people use to communicate their meaning, but I don't know why or how. And so I study rhetoric and cultural studies. So a lot of the work that I do is about manipulations of language and the use of culture and how certain people benefit from that, how other people are oppressed as a result of the language choices that we use. So I got really interested in the variety of ways that communication can be used, positively and negatively. And the more that we study and are aware of that, the more critical consumers we can be. So it's dumb luck that I ended up as a comm studies person. I had a debate coach in college that suggested I get a PhD because they would need a debate coach. And a good friend said that he thought that would be a good career path for me. So I'm just glad they were right.
So I think communication is extremely important, especially in broadcasting. You have to know how people are and, be able to connect with them. And I think in every aspect of relationships or any friendship or romantic relationship, you have to be able to communicate.
I wouldn't be a communications major if I didn't think communication was important. I think I think getting a point across, being effective in your speech and how you speak is important, and there's different ways to communicate ideas through art, through literature, through many other things, but yeah, I definitely think speech is something that transcends all humans, and it's very relatable, and being able to have the opportunity to speak in front of people is a joy and a good opportunity. You should take advantage of it. So yeah, I think it's very important to the humanity and people in general. So yeah.